Hey everyone, Hailey here, and with admissions decisions season upon us, I was inspired to do a video about the pressure that there is to choose the right school. And this is really going to be addressing external pressure from other people who feel like they are entitled to tell you what to do, where to go, what moves to make with your life. And I've been through this a lot myself, so I feel like I have some good advice to relay to you. So let me start off by saying that as you're making this decision, you surely will get a lot of people telling you their 2 cents about what you should do, where you should go, which school is better, which is a higher ranking school, which is gonna be more cost efficient, whatever. I'm sure you've heard it all at this point. The important thing to remember throughout all of this is that at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one who has to live through this. So that's why it's always, always, always paramount that the decision is one that pleases you. If you're unhappy with the decision you make, that most likely won't change. If you have a gut feeling that it's not what you want to do and there's something else that you really want to do that you have the choice to, but you're being persuaded to follow one path, that is probably going to linger within you if you don't choose the path that you want to go with. When it comes to your parents in particular, I know it's really difficult to defy them, so to speak, especially if they're going to be funding your education. This is where it gets tricky. But the thing is, and this is a conversation I would really encourage you to have with them, is that you, as someone who is entering college, community college, whatever, grad school, are a burgeoning young adult, and it is time for you to start making your own decisions. If you rely on your parents to make decisions for you forever, you're never going to be able to decipher for yourself what is right for you and what is wrong for you, because you're always seeking external validation about what you need to do. This is no way to live your life. With your parents, like I said, it's difficult, but you just need to be very frank with them, tell them what you want to do, tell them why you want to do it, and open a discussion. Don't come in confrontational, don't be defensive. You need to be honest with them. You need to start now and tell them, hey, I'm an adult, this is what I want to do, this is my life, this is my investment in my future, whether that's, in terms of time or finances, and I'll talk about finance in a minute. I think it will make them respect you a lot more if you just come straight out and say it, rather than pretending like you're going along with what they're saying or beating around the bush. Let me also mention that Berkeley was my top choice. My parents did not want me to go there. They did not want me to go there. They wanted me to go to UCLA. I mean, they were vocal about their opinion and they definitely expressed it, but they never pressured me. They always said, it's your choice, you can do what you want. Even though I ended up doing sort of what they had envisioned for me, I arrived at that decision by myself. That's the important takeaway from all of this. I didn't do what they wanted me to do just because they wanted me to do it. I did it after weighing the pros and the cons for myself, coming to that decision by myself. Did I consult them from time to time? Absolutely, they're my parents. But they never tried to sway me one way or another. They always said, this is your choice, this is your future, you're the one who's going to have to live it, so do it. And that's what I did. And I'm happy with the way it turned out, like I said. If you're in a situation where your parents are funding college, perhaps, and you're kind of at their mercy because they're the ones calling the shots financially, I don't know, if you really want to do something, perhaps it's time to think about financial independence, if that's an option for you. It's not for everybody, but if you try to have the conversation with them and they won't really work with you and be understanding about where you're coming from and what you want to do, then maybe you have to consider some alternate paths. Like I said, when it comes to college, there are a lot of options. You don't have to go to a four-year university straight out of high school. Community college is a big thing that I advocate for on my channel. Is it for everyone? No, but I think it's a great option to consider. It's definitely a cheaper route, and sometimes it can be a route that allows for more personal growth, actually, than I think going to 4 years straight out of high school. Dealing with pressure from friends about making a decision, such as college, is something that I'm no stranger to. My friends always have something to say, particularly when I was making the decision about where I wanted to go for my bachelor's, and it was between UCLA and Berkeley. everyone was like, go to Berkeley, because I'm from the Bay Area. So of course they were selfishly motivated. They wanted me to stay in the Bay Area so that we could hang out more and spend more time. But when it really came down to it, and Berkeley was my first choice, I should mention. Obviously, they're two great schools. When it came down to it, I knew that if I went to Berkeley, I would regret it. The things just weren't falling into place like they were for UCLA. I'm not going to get into the specifics of how and why I chose which college I wanted to go to. We're just talking about, influence from other people. But I had to resist a lot of people telling me that Berkeley is the right thing to do, because I knew in my heart of hearts that I wouldn't be happy if I did that. I knew it wouldn't be a wise choice. Above all, I want to encourage you always to do what you know is the right thing for you. And trust me, there is no one who knows what to do better than you. I get a lot of people coming onto my channel kind of presenting me with their situation and asking, what should I do? Where should I go? And I always say, I can't answer that question for you. That is up to you. It's a personal decision. You know your situation better. You know your finances better. You know yourself better. You know your family better. You know everything better than I do about you. And even if I did know all those things, it's still not my place to tell you what to do. It's still not your friend's place to tell you what to do. It's still not even necessarily your family's place to tell you what to do. And that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, but another thing that I really encourage people to do on my own channel is be an analytical, critical thinker and be an independent, self-sufficient person. You can never do that if you're always relying on other people to make decisions for you. And this is something that I see a lot when it comes to choosing a college. So I encourage you today to start getting into the practice of critical thinking and of independence and self-sufficiency, because it's only something that will help you in the long run. It's only going to hinder you in the long run if you're doing what your parents tell you to do, or if you're doing what your friends are pressuring you to do. So just take my word for it. It's not always easy, but doing the right thing isn't always the popular thing or the fun thing. Doing the right thing a lot of times is really hard. So take it from me, I went with the unpopular choice of going to UCLA rather than Berkeley after I was transferring from community college, and things have worked out really well. I really am happy with the decision that I made. So I want to be an example for you guys that, even if you do something that's not quite popular, it's gonna be okay. The future version of yourself will thank you. The earlier you start doing this, the happier you will be. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, or if you're also struggling with making a big college-related decision, leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I have tons of videos about community college, transferring, UCLA on my channel. That's what this whole channel is dedicated to, and I'm happy to answer questions if you have them. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. Otherwise, I will see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. Bye!